Well, as is customary on Mondays, we call them Money Mondays. They're brought to you by Farmer State Bank. With us this morning, Jason Neighbor. I've been waiting months to say this. Hello, neighbor.
Nice to meet you.
Good morning. Thanks for coming in this morning.
You're welcome.
Farmer State Bank, not only the name, it is a family thing for you. So let's talk a little bit about that before we talk about the difference banks make.
Okay, talking off air a little bit. I am a third-generation banker. My grandfather bought the bank back in the 60s. My father and his brothers bought it from them around early 2000s, and I'm now in the bank. Been in it for 27 years.
You grew up with it. How much has it changed from when you would go in and visit Grandpa and Dad to now, here you are, you got your own office? That's got to be some big changes.
Much more online. Everything's with the phone nowadays. That blew up in the early 2000s with the new mobile phones and everything, so it really has become much more on a mobile basis rather than individual coming into the bank, talking to tellers, talking to bankers.
One of the things that you guys hang your hat on, and you don't have to look hard to see it, community. You're involved in so much in the community. I want to talk about that, but I want to talk about the difference between a small hometown bank. I mean, give me some of the differences when it comes to that first.
So I can probably give you two things that come to my mind versus a larger online bank or a national bank, and those things are, one's a product, one's a service. The product is probably more a, I would say it's the lending ability that we can adapt and change and modify our lending capabilities for customers when they come in. The service is, on a large bank, you're not going to get a somebody calling in and being able to talk to somebody on the phone. We have that in our call center.
Gotcha. Yeah, like sometimes you have to call and get through the different robots, and I want 00 operator. Somebody answers the phone when they call you guys.
You talk to somebody on the phone. You might even talk to me sometimes too. We have a call center in Marion, and if they can't answer your question, they usually call us and talk to us.
Well, and let's talk about that community aspect, because I touched on it a little bit ago. The FSB letters are everywhere. Community events, different charities. That's important to you guys from the beginning. Tell me a little bit about that.
Community is important to us. We kind of look at it as our mission statement. Our mission statement says our family of employees build better communities in our, build our community in our area. And we have 99% of our employees live in Johnson County and Lynn County, and we are really important for us to make sure that our customers know that we are in our communities helping better build our communities.
And then obviously that personalized customer service, we talked a little bit about it. That matters, not only to you as employees, but it matters to the people who are using your guys' service too.
Very true, very true.
All right, Jason Neighbor along with us this morning. We got a whole bunch of questions. I get to talk to the guy who actually has his hand on the buttons at the bank.
Sometimes.
Tell me a little bit about some of the fun things, you know, like when you support small businesses and helping grow Eastern Iowa and Lynn and Johnson counties.
Every business is a little different, small, big, whatever it may be. But they all have deposit needs, they also have lending needs. On those deposit needs and lending needs, we're able to adjust to what we need to give them to help support their business, whatever it may be.
And we've gone through, you know, farm crises. We've gone through housing crises. You help people out. You're there for somebody. It's not just a letter you get in the mail. If they have a question, give you a call, and you can help work through it.
Definitely. Like I said before, we have a phone that they call, talk to us. They have our lending, our loan officers. They have their cell phone numbers. They can call and talk to them.
One of the most important things about banking is the receipts. I'm going to ask you for some receipts now. The question I have is, give me some examples of community initiatives and some of the partnerships that you guys are involved in and help continue to facilitate.
Definitely. The one I can think of is just last week. The United Way Day of Caring happened last week. We had 20 employees, some in the morning and some in the afternoon, go to different area community investment areas, and they were able to participate and volunteer their time to help them. We just went down to the Veterans Memorial Stadium, or Veterans Memorial Building, which is where the Freedom Festival is located. Then we were actually able to help them with several things that they had going on.
Yeah, I saw some pictures on social media. You guys were helping sort things, moving things out of storage, and that's a work day. I mean, it's like, well, you got to take vacation time for that. No, you support that, and you encourage your employees to do that.
The bank volunteered our time, essentially, yes.
Talking a little bit about, you know, the difference between community banking and big banks, benefits of keeping the money here in the community. Tell me a little bit about that.
So the way a bank operates is deposits get brought into the bank. It's a usually checking account, savings account, or certificate of deposit. Then the bank usually turns around and lends that money back out to people and individuals in our local community. Businesses maybe as well. Larger banks, larger national banks, online banks, Their community is the United States. They're not bringing things back to eastern Iowa. They're not bringing it back to Cedar Rapids, Johnson County, anything like that. So that's the difference.
And the financial literacy, kind of the last thing I want to touch on. You're helping kids get smart with money and banking too.
Very true. I think you've already had on one of my coworkers, Amanda Johnson, who talked about teach children to save. And on that teach children to save, it's very important for us to make sure that our customers, our next generation of employees and individuals know how to actually have finances in line. So it's important for us to have that.
You were telling me 7 different locations throughout our viewing area here, north, south, east, and west. What's the best way to get a hold of one of them? Learn for yourself the difference that FSB makes.
Best way is to call Farmer State Bank, 319-377-4891. We're local, and we help everybody in the area.
And he might even answer the phone if you call him. That's the best part. What's easier, doing an audit or being on live television?
Doing an audit, for sure, for sure.
Jason, thanks for the time this morning. Appreciate the partnership here, too.
Thank you.